Hello everyone, my name is Sharon. I'm with Learning the Lyre Harp, and today I would like to introduce you to my new lyre. Ta-da! It is a Molin solid body lyre. That's the brand, Molin, and it's a 24 string. And just like my other lyres, the feature that I like about this is that the notes are engraved right on the top. And I do apologize if I seem to be a little bit backwards to you, because I am using my Galaxy tablet, and for some reason that it doesn't show me the right way. So anyways, back to the lyre. This is also made solid mahogany, just like my other two lyres. It's very beautiful, very simple design. Just want to show it to you very carefully. And I got this lyre used. I got it from one of the ladies in our Facebook group because she didn't need it anymore. So she was looking for somebody that can take it. So I said yes. And I originally intended it to be for a friend. But because of the length of time that it got to me, by the time it arrived, my friend already got her lyre, so I guess it's mine now, and I'm keeping it. And it's a good thing because I do not have a solid body lyre, so it's a good thing for me to be able to experience it and to share that experience with you. I'm gonna show you my Cega lyre just to do a little bit of a comparison here, and you can see it side by side. Hopefully, maybe if I go back a bit, yeah, you could see it. Now you could see that there is not much difference in size at all. They're pretty much the same size. Now the design is a little bit different, so you could see one, it might be a little bit taller than the other, but that's just because of the design of it. The width of it, they are exactly the same. So on the side, I measured them and they're exactly the same. The height of it is pretty much the same as well. You could see it probably better if I go this way. This one just appears to be a little bit wider because of the design, but it's really not by much. I'm just gonna put my Cega lyre down a bit more, and again, maybe I better take it back up so you can see the difference between the two. With the solid body lyre and the box lyre is that you don't see this enclosure right here, and you don't have a sound hole that you get with the box lyre. The sound travels inside the sound hole and comes out, and that gives it a much brighter, crispier, happy sound, and the resonance that it has. So that's the feature that's neat about box lyres. Just put that down again. Now again, with this one here, the sound hole, there's no sound hole because you don't need one. the dip here, the little dip here, the hollow out bowl, I guess that's what we can call it. It's a hollowed out bowl. That is where the sound goes through and it vibrates out, giving it the much more mellower sound. So because we're talking about sound, let's try that right now. So the sound of it, and going down. One more time. And again going down. Hear that difference? Keep that in mind. We're going to do the same thing with the Cega lyre. Keeping that sound in mind, hopefully. Here is the Cega lyre. And going down. One more time. You could probably hear that the sound on the Cega lyre is much more brighter, much more crispier, much more happier, and also the resonance. This is vibrating a lot longer, and it's keeping its sound a lot longer than my Molin solid body lyre. And that's because of the sound hole. It just keeps it, it directs it, and it sounds it out. So the vibration stays there a bit longer. That's how you kind of have that more long vibration. Whereas this one, it travels out a lot faster because there is nothing to sustain that sound because it is open body. Now, but what I do love about it is that mellow sound. I actually really like that sound. I love to play meditatively, and because of that mellow sound, I think it really affords these instruments affords that sound much better. So I really am delighted um, to have this instrument and get that sound. I think it's very beautiful, very haunting. I think it would be a good description for that sound. Also because it's got more strings on the bass, it gives it that really, I just love it. I love the bass sound of it. This one, the bass comes in D, whereas in my Cega lyre, the lowest note is F. On my Aklat lyre, the lowest note is G. So this gives me a few more strings in the bass, and it actually will allow me to play more advanced pieces that requires more strings because I can play full chords now because I have more bass strings. It also goes up to F here, so that's 3 more notes above the high C, which my Cega lyre ends with a high C. So it gives me a lot more notes to play with. Now, because it does have a lot more notes, what happens is the strings are closer together. So that is one of the features that I don't really like so much. I wish that they have maybe made it a little bit wider or made it a little bit taller to give that spacing, but that's not what they did. So now what I tend to play is I tend to play a little bit higher here because the spacing is better, because you can see kind of the string fans out a bit more. Same thing with the other lyres that I have, they fan out at the top, so there's more spacing at the top, so I tend to play a little bit more at the top, but you actually get much better sound when you are closer to the sound hole. So you're gonna have to kind of experiment where you want the sound to happen, where you want to play. That is not an issue at all with the way I play, because I am when I play this lyre, I'm playing it the glide method, so the closeness of the strings does not affect me at all. It doesn't matter with the gliding technique. But if you are going to be doing the harp technique, then you might want to play it up here a bit more, because you will get a better spacing than down below here. Again, that also doesn't matter if you are doing guitar picking, because you are either picking with just the tip of your finger, or you're using a pick, or you are using your nails. So the closeness of the string will not affect you as much as if that really only affects you more if you're using the harp method, because you need to get all of your fingers in it and place them all together. So the chances of you touching and the other strings as it's vibrating, or affecting the sound while it's vibrating, that's where you will see the issue. But again, if you are playing this using the glide method or the guitar picking method, or using a pick, then that is not going to be an issue for you. So those are the two things that I really love about this lyre. I love that it has more strings, and I love the mellower sound that it affords me. The other thing that I love about this lyre, and I know this is gonna sound a bit off, is because I bought this lyre used, and because it did get a beating getting to me, I was able to experiment quite a bit on how to fix problems with tuning. So you've seen the video that I did with fixing some of the pins, that I was using this lyre as an example. So I learned quite a bit by getting this lyre, because of the issues that I have with it. I don't believe that you will have this issue if you bought it straight from the manufacturer. I did, because it's because of how poorly it traveled to me, and that is by no means the fault of the person that I bought it from. It's just, you know, how people handle it, you know, shipping companies handle things very poorly, and so that's that's the reason for it. But again, even with that kind of fault, I really am happy that it came to me that way, because it allowed me to learn more about the lyre, be more familiar with lyre, so I can help people much better. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I do love this lyre, and you will probably see me playing it a bit more, and hopefully enjoy the sound of the music that I can create with it. So that's it for now. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you back soon. Happy playing!